differences where things are different, and really that's just add-ons, some extra add-ons. But as I said, I'm going to work on the Koenigsegg Jesko, and it's been like, I don't know, maybe a year now that's uploaded a video. I also started working on the Mustang, but then I stopped that project because I just, for some reason, I don't find interest in the car at the moment. However, I do like the car, but really, it's just not at my vision at the moment. So let's start by adding some planes here, like usually on my other videos you saw me do that. And I'm going to add some sketchy pictures, of course. Also, I'm going to leave a link. I'm going to leave a link for the pictures in the description that I'm using. You can download to yourself. So I'm going to start by adding some planes. Actually, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna click on front plane and hold Control button so that my plane stays visible. Keep holding Control button until I kick all this through, and I let Control button go. If I let it go, obviously you needed to do a right click for that to come up to make that show hidden. Alright, so now I have all my planes. The first plane I'm going to start with is going to be the top plane. So let's make a sketch on the top plane and add a sketch picture, which is going to be the top view. Okay. So I'm just going to drag it somewhere in the middle, or I think it's in the middle. And I'm just going to drag these ones out. You probably saw me do that probably already saw me creating set myself up for design already. But if you haven't, it's also a good chance for you to, if you're just getting into it, and if you're just watching this video first, good for you to learn how to do that. So I'm going to make a sketch on this plane cell. I'm going to choose a center rectangle here. I want to grab on the center of that. I'm just going to place that somewhere here. Alright, so it needs to come back a bit. And then we're gonna be we will drag the pictures around to center that. Just going to picture. So obviously what I want to do, I want to get the same amount from the back in the front. I'm gonna pull that in the center, and I'll grab on one of these, and obviously it pulls at the same time. So now I can almost center it completely, perfectly. Here, I can pull that back a bit there. Like that. And all I want to do here is pull the corner out, so I can fit those side fins in so that it gets centered as well. Obviously I will use a center line, but this is just roughly to get the top picture. Roughly centered. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at this point here. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to grab a center line, drop that straight on the center. And I'm just going to zoom in here. Use these boxes to center my pictures even better. So obviously we see those pixels there. So that's a center line. So we can use quite a few things here. Center it. But if I look at these two gaps between here, it tells me that we're actually quite center. Obviously, we're only going to design one side of the car, and then we mirror everything over to the other side. So the other side don't have to be that perfect. So centering, as far as centering goes. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that top plane, sketch picture. I'm gonna leave it as is. And before I move on, what I want to do is I want to just get these planes a bit bigger, so we know what we're working with. Somewhere there. Obviously, we will adjust this a little. Right. The next picture I want to insert is the front plane, and right. But before I drag my front plane into view, what I want to do first is I want to make a sketch on this. We can see our 2 points right here. So we're going to place a picture between those lines. One here. Here. And then now I can place my picture in the center. Right. So obviously I'm going for that front bumper here. That's the front diffuser. Again, I can further center things if I'm not happy with something. Just go a little bit forward here. Looks pretty good in front as well. And I drop it right on the bottom there. Okay. And then I'm going to leave these one here for now, but I will trim these out. So sketches that I don't need, I usually, before I leave an area, I will trim them out. So obviously I don't need these sketches, so I will trim them out so they won't take up space, and then parent-child relationship spaces, right? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add a plane that's viewing from this angle, but everything needs to be straight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a sketch on the right plane, slap that normal to profile here, and I'm going to just drop a center line. This projects from this angle. As you can imagine, I'm going to be watching it from this angle, like a camera. And then exit this one, sketch. I'm just gonna add a plane. First, I'm going to click the line and the point. And once I've done that, I'm going to click on that plane, press normal to profile, and this way completely straight on, so my picture is not in any way this way or that way. So this way I can really check if things are lining up correctly. So what I like to do here is I'm going to grab a center line here. I'm just gonna check this corner here. It's lining up with this corner here. As you can see, we're a little bit off. So with this picture, we're a little bit back. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this picture a bit forward. And now I'm going to align that line back to that corner. I'm going to check here. They look a lot better, but I want to move back a little bit. Yeah, so that much better than before. I'm gonna have another view from the side, see how much we are, and we are well within that box. Very good. So the one more thing I wanted to check is if I pull the picture off of the platform. But no, we are completely on there. Just pull it maybe down a little bit without moving it left or right. And I'm just gonna view again from this angle, see that alignment, and we're on alignment, perfect. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Okay, and at this point I can just delete these planes because I don't need them. I don't need the sketch either. Alright, so now we don't have access or left behind sketches and planes. That's what I'm trying to say. It's almost like keeping the design clean, keeping the design tree clean, because the more open sketches you have, the more once the design gets complex, the more chance you have getting into freezing, anything like that. Okay, so the next picture I want to insert is the right plane. I mean the viewing the car from the front and viewing the car from the back. But for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to click on this plane here, and I'm going to click on plane, and then what I'm gonna say here is so click on that plane, click on this plane here, and then here we should be able to do something like a mid plane. Okay, so let's give it a little bit more. Alright, so let's flip that. And I'm going to place that plane somewhere on the corner of this window. It doesn't really matter where you put it. Really don't matter where you put it. It's just you can put it in the back. You can put it 10 miles off of the design. It really doesn't matter. It's just I'm putting it here for now. I'm gonna set that 85. And maybe 75. Actually 95 I'm looking for. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't really matter where the plane is. Okay, so keep that one there. and hide right plane for now, and I'm going to add another plane right in the back. Again, with the back, also this with this back plane, it doesn't matter where you can just drop anywhere. Right, that's where we're going to place our rear view later on, quite later on, because we don't want the two pictures to correlate with each other. So let's add this picture here. Actually, yeah, let's add this picture here. I'm going to go to sketch picture and choose the front of the car. Obviously, to be things from the front, right? So we already have this 2 point, which we can use for alignment. Yes, so the 3D picture, no, I mean the sketch pictures that I'm using, they are scaled, they're scaled 100%, so all pictures are working I'll say harmony with each other, with the other pictures. Something like that. Anyway, let me exit this one here, and I'm going to come back in this picture here and align my pictures. So what I'm going to use for these two front diffusers at the moment for now. Again, I'm just roughly going to place that, because we're gonna do the same thing that we did in the from the side. I'm gonna use the blocks here. It looks pretty good to me. I mean, look at these two diffusers; they're spot on that. And that's all. That's as much as we can do with this picture from the front view. So really, what we really need at the moment is a view from this angle. Okay, so need to make a sketch on this plane here. Add a center line from this angle, and obviously we're going to add a plane on that center line. Obviously, I'm going to hide this plane because it's in the way from me to center things up properly. So I'm going to hide the front plane. Right? So, oh, actually, I hit the plane that I needed. Let's bring that back. Give it to be bigger, like that. Alright, much better. Okay, so let's grab a center line, and we're going to go from the top of the car. And we are perfectly centered with the two tops over here. So I'm happy with that. And the next one I'm going to check is probably the wing mirrors here. So let's grab another center line. I think it's spot on that. But let's check the middle of the side as well. Roughly the side, probably on the middle. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Well, that you want to check the spoiler top. It gives us a good indication of that we are in line with each other. So to me that looks really good. Also the windows are going perfectly. So to me that looks good. So I'm going to do now is delete this plane. Delete this sketch here. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Alright, that's good. It brought that back. This if you want to undo something on the keyboard, if you press Ctrl+3, it just brings it back. But what I'm trying to do now is just clean it up, get rid of some of these sketches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit sketch. I'm just going to trim out some of these sketches. Edit sketch. Get rid of that one as well. Okay. Edit sketch. Get rid of that. And of course I'm gonna come back here and edit sketch on that big one. Okay, right, so much cleaner now, and everything is aligned perfectly. So we're going to add the rear sketch picture somewhere later on, and for now I just one more thing I want to do in this tutorial is, probably already seen me do this as well, but I'm just gonna do it again. We need to add another display state with no sketch pictures, anything on it. So when we make a curvature, we can see that curvature. It's not hidden because of some of the planes are usually hide these curvatures. It is there, but it becomes invisible. So if we right click down here, this section, and then we add display state, and we just double click the second display state that we just added. Here we can go back and hide those sketch pictures, right? And we can leave the planes because we can use these planes to add further design changes to our design. So let's click back now to our default display state. So everything comes back as you see, and it's pretty good, this design setup here, and we can design anything this area. So let's hide it as well. And so in the next tutorial, we're gonna start making some curvatures. Alright guys, thanks very much for being me this tutorial. Please follow me and subscribe me with this design, and this should go all the way to the end. Thank you.